Tonight we beat a team that's very hard to guard. And we statistically are a pretty good defensive team, and we had a hard time keeping them in front of us, especially in the first half. They had 4 guys play the whole game, and they would have had, Jordan probably would have played the whole game had he not gotten 2 early fouls. So we thought we could create tired legs, but we were the ones that got tired legs in stretches. But first half we made some shots, obviously, and Poley and Matt combined to make a bunch of threes. And when you do that, you've got a chance. When we score points, we got a chance. We score this many points, we'll have a chance against anybody. So St. John's is well schooled. They play hard, and they were very difficult to keep out of the transition game. But our guys did a nice job. I love the way we compete and play for one another. So really good win for San Diego State, and we're glad that we're here and going to be playing another game on Sunday.
Questions for student athletes? Raise your hand. Let's get the mics to you, and please designate a specific student athlete. Who is the first question? To our right.
Hey, David Meeks with USA Today Sports. This is for Dwayne. Dwayne, you came out and you took 7 shots tonight. All of them were three-point attempts. You hit 5 of them, and you hit 3 of them in the first 5 minutes of the game. Obviously, you're feeling well coming out of the gate. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, my teammates found me in positions where I could shoot the ball. Then I found myself open a lot of times because, we have a lot of great players on this team. So, Coach Fish, he just does a great job of just telling me to shoot your shot, and I found myself wide open. So I give a lot of credit to my teammates as well.
To our right.
Kevin Acey from the Union Tribune in San Diego. JJ, I'll start with you first. Can you talk about just kind of how uncomfortable it was? This was definitely not the type of game that you guys generally get drawn into, yet you were able to really score in bunches.
Yeah, we haven't played a team like that all year. They do a great job of pushing the tempo, and they kind of imposed their will on us early. So we kind of had to slow it down and get back to our defense in the second half, but we did a good job of adapting. We did a good job of getting back to how we play, getting back to our defense, throwing it inside and hitting people on the outside or scoring inside. So they do a good job of that, but we did a good job of adapting.
To our left.
Jerry Hearn, USA Today Sports. Dwayne, how special was this for you to have this type of a game tonight in an NCAA tournament, given everything that you've been through health-wise?
It's just a blessing, I had a lot of positive support around me, my teammates, the whole coaching staff, my family, my girlfriend, they just stayed really positive for me. And, that's the reason why I'm here right now, and just living by faith and, just staying really positive. So it felt really good to have a good game in the first game of the tournament.
To our right.
Matt, you just kind of knew, right? And things weren't going well. You guys weren't shooting. I mean, like Coach said, when you guys score, you probably could beat anybody or at least be in games. When you were getting hot right there, I mean, did you know kind of how important it was and how important it would be to score a lot of points against these guys because they're tough to stop?
Yeah, definitely. They push the ball and they play a lot of transition. That's a lot of their offense. When Dwayne came out making a lot of shots, you kind of take it upon yourself to say, okay, let me make my shot now, and you just feed off each other. And Coach says it a lot. If you're going to take your shot, make your shot.
Is that what it will take to beat Duke?
Definitely. I mean, to beat anyone, you have to make your shots and score a lot of points.
Other questions for the student athletes? Middle of the room.
This is for Sky. You were playing in there against, I don't think they had any taller than 6'6" to start. What was it like to finally play a game where you were kind of the big guy in there and kind of had your way?
It was different, but I had to just take advantage of my opportunities and just let everything come to me and just let the game flow.
Any other questions? Again, back of the room.
For JJ, obviously Akil wasn't feeling 100% tonight, and you guys have all said he's your emotional leader. What was it like not having him out there in such a big game? How'd you guys adjust?
It was different. Usually he's out there with us. So someone had to step in and fill that role. I think we all tried to step up and be a little more vocal. So somebody had to fill in. We got to adapt to situations like that. But we definitely missed him, and we hope he gets better.
Any other questions? Okay, thanks, guys. You guys head back to the locker room. Good job. Okay, questions for Coach Fisher?
Coach, right here. Just give us an update on Akil and how were you able to play him or not play him based on how he was feeling?
AQ at our shoot around here, the open shoot around yesterday, came into the arena feeling good. Towards the end, he told Tom that he didn't feel great and had a knot in his stomach, and by the time we got back, he could hardly stand up. I think they've attributed it to some form of food poison. He had an IV last night, had another IV this morning, and he probably still is feeling pretty miserable. But he said, I'm good to go. He tried and competed like AQ competes, but he was not obviously at full strength. And hopefully we will have a day and a half to get him ready because we need him.
Other questions?
Coach, what can you say about Duke? You got a big game ahead of you playing them, and it's going to be a tough matchup. They had a pretty good game themselves tonight.
They did, and they have had a lot of pretty good games, which is why they're the #1 seed. We're glad that we're playing, and it's them that we have to play. We were 8 seed, and that's the math. I used to teach math, and we will definitely have our hands full. But our players compete, and if we make shots, and that's a big if, we will have an opportunity to make it interesting. And we know not only are they a terrific team, but they are a premier program that is in that elite stratosphere, and that's where all the rest of us aspire to get. We're inching our way along, building our own resume. They've got a pretty good one that's built on a number of years of great teams, and our players and our fans will be very excited to play the game, and we'll see what happens.
Mick McGrain from GoAztecs.com. Steve, I think you shot 16 threes in the first half, and I don't think you'd shot more than 17 in the last 9 games. Every game has its ebb and flow, but were you at all surprised by that number, that high number there?
Well, the threes we got were wide open threes, and they were taken by guys that can shoot and make threes. And between Dwayne and Matt, they made a bunch. And I saw highlights of, I think it was Davidson or one of the games where a player banked it in, and he turned to the TV and said, I called that. DP did not call his 2 banks, but they were well received on our end. You have to get a little bit lucky. And we were ready to talk about, had we continued to shoot them and not make them, about play inside out. Throw the ball to JJ, throw the ball inside, and play inside out. But the threes we had were great looks.
Middle of the room.
Steve, Adam Zagoria from SNY in New York. I'm going to try to sneak in 2 questions. One, how much did you watch tape of St. John's with Obekba, and what kind of a difference might he have made in this game? And on Duke, where does Jahlil Okafor rank among some of the great freshmen in college basketball you've seen and coached against?
Well, St. John's is not as good a team, obviously, without the big shot block or the inside presence. So we knew he wasn't going to play, so I watched very little without him. I did watch some segments, but they're different. They're like us. When Skylar's not in there, we're a little bit different. When they get to the rim, they can finish. When we get to the rim tonight, we could finish. And with him in there, it would have been harder for us to finish stuff going to the rim. But we earned a win tonight against the team that they had. Okafor's a terrific player. I'm not an NBA scout, but everybody says he's going to be the #1 guy taken in the NBA draft this year. You have to be good. So he knows how to play. He plays within himself. He's a legitimate center that wants to be a center and doesn't care to drift out and shoot three-pointers, and he's a hard guy for anybody to guard. So I don't like to do a lot of ranking because I'm not very good at it, but I know he's good.
Right in front of us.
Shea Omanera, WSJU Radio. Coach, from going essentially facing a 5-guard lineup in St. John's, how much of a transition will it be facing Jahlil Okafor, Marshall Plumlee, Justice Winslow of Duke?
Well, every game has a different storyline. Every game there's a different way that you have to play. Tonight, our #1 concern was who's going to cry uncle first? Can we get back, and can we have a bigger lineup and stay in front of people without them driving around us time and time again? Obviously, with a smaller team, a point of emphasis was go rebound the ball, go rebound a miss. And I think we had 13 out of 28 misses. We have a goal rebound half of our missed shots. So we were close on that tonight. And the thing we did tonight, we not only rebounded them, we got them in the basket. We got several points off of offensive rebounds. And Sunday will be different, obviously. They've got some size, and it's size, it's quality. But they've got some perimeter play that will be hard to deal with, too.
Back right.
Steve, in that it's essential, obviously, to win at this point in the season. How proud of you are your guys that playing a team like they had not played all season, that they did find a way to get it under control and to win in advance?
I've loved every team I've ever had, but this is a unique group, and we were fed by our fifth-year seniors. Got 3 of them, AQ, Foley, and O'Brien. And JJ is someone that I use often. Play like JJ. And if you have a team that will be willing to give of themselves, we had to say, JJ, we're going to play through you. And we want you to be a facilitator when needed, but an aggressor to score. He's as happy if he scores 2 points as he scores 22, as long as we win. And so this was a good win for our program. I mean, we want to continue to play. This is a stage, as all of us know, where everybody starts watching. The eyeballs multiply with each victory. So we'll have more folks watching. It'll be a bigger deal come Sunday. And if we happen to win, it'll be a bigger deal come next week in Houston.
Anyone else?
Thank you.
Okay.